Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So in this video, I will be discussing about Russian formalism as a literary theory. So let's start. Now what is Russian formalism? So Russian formalism started in 1910 and it was ended in 1927. The end date is not certain. In 1910, the first ever literary theory came. It is called Russian formalism. This theory is the first one that introduced to the world. They will majorly focus on poetry. So formalism is all about forms, and form is the structure of any language. Structure include metaphor, metonymy, figure of speech and various linguistic devices as well. So formalists think that in formalism we just need to do text close reading, and they think that the only way anyone can understand the meaning of the text is by looking its form and structure. This means neglecting the historical context, author's background, and focusing on literary devices, techniques, forms and structure. In short, text focus is the major focus in formalism. So there are two schools of thoughts in Russian formalism. The first one is Moscow school of thought and the second one is Prague school of thought. Now there are certain questions that are very important. The first question is, what caused formalism to come forth? Its answer is that just as Romanticism grew in reaction to strict rules of 18th century, Russian formalism originated as a response to widespread Marxist belief, attitude and influence on the lives of Russian people in general. The second question is that what is formalism in short? Basically, formalism is about form, and form is about how it is said in the text. The third question is that what is the relationship between Russian formalism and new criticism? So new criticism came a little later after Russian formalism, and Russian formalism came earlier. Both of these theories are quite closer in their operation. Formalism was from Russia, while new criticism surfaced from America, and it is an Anglo-American counterpart to Russian formalism. And I will also discuss about new criticism in my next video. So what are the two schools of thoughts? The first school of thought is Moscow school of thought, and it was headed by Roman Jakobson. So Jakobson is an important figure who connects together various strands in the development of stylistics. Stylistic can be seen as a logical extension of moves within literary criticism early in the 20th century to concentrate on studying text rather than author. So major important concept in this Moscow school of thought is that, or the Russian formalism is that it emphasizes on the language of the text rather than its author. So basically, the Russian formalists were in fact the first stylistician, but their work was not understood in the West because of the effect of Russian Revolution in 1917. After the revolution, formalists fell out of favor, and in any case, academic communication between what became the Soviet Union and Western Europe and North America virtually ceased. Roman Jakobson became one of the most influential linguists of the 20th century, and the reason for his considerable influence on stylistics, in addition to his own academic brilliance, was because he linked various schools of linguistics together. He left Moscow at the time of Russian Revolution and moved to the Prague, where he became a member of Prague structuralist circle, who were also very interested in the linguistic structure of the text and how they affected the readers. So basically, as we know that Moscow school of thought was headed by Roman Jakobson. So basically, there are some certain points that are very important, that what are the major points of this school of thought. So the first one is the literariness. So what is literariness? Literariness is the quality that makes literary text different from other types of writing. And literariness is basically the artfulness of a work of literature that makes it an aesthetic object reside in its devices. For example, rhyme, meter, metaphor, metonymy, etc. So formalist critic highlights the devices and technical elements in the text given by the author. For instance, foreshadowing, flashback, irony. So in this school of thought, the way something is said is more important than what is said. So the second school of thought is Prague school of thought. It was headed by Viktor Shklovsky. So he gave the term defamiliarization, and he was a little more independent kind of person because he was not under government pressure. And he wrote an important work, Defamiliarization in Art as Technique, in 1916. He said, we already familiarize with many things in the text, and defamiliarization of what has already been perceived automatically is the basic need of literary language, and to make it strange again. basically think that art returned to us the awareness of things, and art and literature have the ability to make us see the world a new fashion. So what is defamiliarization? Defamiliarization is the artistic movement of, or the artistic technique of presenting to audience common things in an unfamiliar or strange way, so they could gain new perspective, to make that which has become familiar strange again, because we have been overexposed to it. So simply defamiliarization is something that to make something strange again, as we already familiar with it, and to represent it in a way that it become strange again. So it is called defamiliarization. Now why, another question is that why were formalists against prevalent norms of socialism and Marxism, and what are their downfall? Why they were not accepted by the society and it was declined in 1927? So basically the first reason is that formalists gave no importance to author's intention or his background, and no biographical approach, so maybe used in order to interpret a literary text. So that's why it is the major reason of the decline as well. The second reason is that formalists also disregarded the interpretation of literature through social, political, religious, cultural or economic perspective. That is also another reason. The third reason is that they also disregarded readers' understanding of the text, means readers' perceived meaning. Firstly, they disregard author. The second one is that they disregard social, political and many other perspectives. And the third thing is that they also disregard readers' understanding as well. The fourth one is that they wanted to deal with the text with scientific method. So the fifth reason is that basically the reason of their decline was inflexibility, because their strength were their weaknesses. So their inflexibility is that they don't want to interpret the text from author's opinion, from reader's opinion, or from the social, political or economic other and many other perspective as well, and they just want to stick to it to the text. So they never they are not become inflexible. Sorry, they are not become flexible in their approach. So that's why there is a reason of the decline. So formalists said that when we study or interpret the literature through social or political influences, we may not be enjoying the aesthetic or aestheticism in the text. So they disregarded both author's intention in the text and reader perceived meaning. So that is the main reasons of their decline as well, and that is the reason why were formalists against prevalent norms of socialism and Marxism, because they disregarded many other approaches as well. So that's all from my side. If you have any queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like, subscribe and share my channel. Thank you for watching.